Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We're budgeting. Alrighty then. You guys jump in because we're budgeting. We got to get this budget together. So many things happening. So many things be happening out here in these streets, y'all. So yeah, jump in, like the video, share, do all the things, subscribe, do all the things. Okay. Do check to see if you have been unsubscribed. I've had a ton. Seems like I lost a bunch. So I don't know if YouTube is doing that clean out thing, that it does. So please do make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. That's if you want to be. If you do not wish to be subscribed, that is perfectly okay as well. We might not be doing the things that you like, or maybe you've grown from us, whatever the case. But please do check to make sure that you are subscribed if you want to be, because I've seen a large number of people drop out, like just a large number. And I'm not sure where that's coming from. So just be sure that you are subscribed. Okay, we're jumping into the budget. There's a lot happening. So just a few elephants in the room. I know this comment came up today about my videos being so far apart. So this has been an extremely difficult. It's been an extremely different season for us than any other time. Why is that? My last son graduated from high school. We got ready to take him off to college. We had our last summer with him being at home. We do have we took Jackson to college vlog coming out. I started dating. Today is the 365th day since we had our first ever interaction together. So it is our meet-iversary today. And that has taken me away to, work on that relationship. So it leaves a little bit less time for me to film. And I get it. If you don't want to see vlogs that are so far old, don't watch them. Just don't. But I do a lot of live videos kind of in the middle of that. So you may get a live video and then the video that should have came out is pushed off somehow because I'm doing live videos. So it's just, that's kind of the logistic of what we have going on here. But in all that, we have money things happening, right? There are still money things that are happening. So I'm going to jump into the budget, just kind of give y'all a brief overview. We're right at the end of August. Everything that needed to go out has gone out, with the exception of, hey, Miss Kathy, with the exception of the money we spent to take Jackson to college. Hey, Bev, good to see everybody. With the exception of the money that we needed to take Jackson to college. And the reason that that money is not out, well, there's two things. So the first thing is, I did not want to pull that money from his college fund. I had every intention of pulling it from there because that's what it's for. It's anything he needs surrounding college. I ended up having to do something very different than what I had originally planned. And it ended up costing me a little bit. Sister and I made it cheaper, but I didn't want to take money out of his college fund to cover it. So what I decided to do was to wait until September's child support comes in, and then I will pay off that money, pay off that what we owe. So that is going to be on my credit card for next month, but the payment is not due until the 13th of September. So I still have plenty of days to get that situated. He needed some last minute little things. We had to get him to school. So all of those little logistical things. Everything else, though, has been paid. All of the things have come out. And we already got our YouTube income. We got Facebook income. And we got Instagram income already in for next month. Okay. So let me jump in and share the budget, and we'll just kind of jump in and see where everything is and what we have going on. Okay, here's our budget for August 2017. So let me go in and I'm going to put in 136.72, I believe. 4. No, that's wrong. 8. 136. 8. 78. 78. Which will make that 938. 930. Okay. Okay. So this is what has come in thus far. $3,123.27. That was my summer cash rollover. My summer cash money is now at $0. There are no more dollars in that summer cash account at all. That fund is totally done until I start putting money in, which will happen this month when I get my first paycheck for September. I'll get it in August, but it'll be for September. Okay. All right. Just make sure I can see all the comments in case anything comes up. All right. Then kids deposit was $938. Any one mom revenue that came in was $512.83. So it was $279.57 in July for YouTube, and then $233.26 was for Paper Sunday. And so the money that has come in this past week is for next month's income of the business. And so I'm pushing that over to next month. I had an unexpected blessing or a funds. Let me see what it is. I'll tell you. It was a blessing. It was $100. And then I had, so that gave us a total of $4,674.10. Now, you go back to the 22nd because that 136, I have to budget that. So let me see. I did $14 in tithe. Sliding back up, I did, I had to get some gas. So I got 30 in gas. And then I got some groceries. My groceries were 48. I ended up, but I budgeted 48. Let me see. How much does that give me? 92.8. 30. So $44 I'm going to put for eating out because we had some eating out options and things. Hey, Rachel, that we had to do just from traveling and all the things. So that takes care of everything. All right, back to the budget sheet. Just want to make sure that I budgeted that before I forget. And I could have taken some of that and paid it towards those expenses for Jackson, taking him to college. But I knew I was going to need gas again because we have a 5th week in August. And I needed to make sure that I had a 5th week's worth of gas. Okay. So scrolling down, my mortgage, $993, we ended up paying $1,000. My utilities is $212.93. We paid $212.93. Now I've gotten my utility bill for next month. It's $211. So it didn't go down very much. Couple of things are changing though. Jackson is not at home. Sister and I are working during the day. So when peak hours are going on, nobody's in the house, right? Or I'm leaving for work. So really nobody is here to use up the electricity that is going to cause it to go up. So I'm fully expecting a decrease by the October bill because Jack still won't even be home until fall break, which will be around Thanksgiving. I think he's going to come home for I don't know what he's going to do. He may want to come home before then. He has not said anything. And then sister and I are going to family weekend. We are going to go see him for that. But I am fully expecting a decrease in my utilities starting October. Water and sewer was 102.60. I'm still doing the garden, so I'm feeding my garden, and it's been extremely hot. We've been in a drought. We've been on water restrictions, and the water bill is still high. My cell phone bill was $45. The internet is $55. Now, my internet is supposed to increase again in October. So I have 1 more month, no, 2 more months. And then that middle of October is supposed to go back up because my special will be over. So I've got to call and negotiate before October 17th to keep a low internet service because I have pretty decent internet and I need to keep it low. Household miscellaneous, $23.49. Mr. Jerome. Okay, Mr. Jerome typically gets $120. That's for 2 cuts. Well, I had some furniture that I needed moved, and Mr. Jerome don't do anything for free. It's just not a thing. So he charged me $60 to move those furniture pieces. So I had to give him that extra money. My recycling, renewal, pest control, yearly spray, I managed to just pay what I needed to pay, which was $117. And that was for the pest control. I got my 3-month spray, and then I funded some sinking funds. So that yearly spray for termites, that's going to come up in September, and I'm going to talk to you about how we're managing that. My Roth IRA was $75. Amazon Prime is $13. PureFlix is $11. Healthways, my gym, is $29. Jackson's gym was $30. So Jackson is going to college, does not plan to use his gym membership here anymore. So I have frozen his membership for 2 months. He may change his mind. I don't want to totally close it because he's getting the student discount, but I'm able to pause it for 2 months. So it is frozen. They did take out August, so it should not charge me for September and October. And then I plan to cancel it after October. So that'll be 2 months frozen because I'm just paying and he's not really going. And I was paying last year or this year, but he was having track at school. So going to track every day. I really just kind of wasted several months in there of paying that money, but I wasn't sure if he was going to have a day or whatever he wanted to go. And then he was working a lot. But moving forward, we have a full gym in the garage. He can walk outside and all will be well. Speaking of, sister, did you walk mama? Did we walk mama? It might be a good idea. I don't think she walked yesterday either. Just a little stretch of the legs. Oh, good job. Thank you. Okay. Taxes, I paid $42. His high school sinking fund was $50. That will change now to college sinking fund. What I put in there for is clothes he might need, anything he needs as far as clothing, shoes, those types of things. I always make sure that we put a little bit in that account so that he can get things that he might need. And you never know, right? Jackson could need a lot of things. I don't know. Netflix, we went ahead and paid that at $21.34. Groceries, I had originally budgeted in $200, but I did not take that cash out because I didn't have enough cash on hand. So over time this month, I've spent $128.96 just on groceries, a shop here, a shop there. We've been trying to eat what we have at home. I did take out my monthly preps money, which was $50. And then eating out $68.77. That probably is way more than that because when we went to take him for school and this event and that event, there was just a lot of eating out. Personal, $251.50. I did do my P.O. box renewal last month for July. So I did my sinking fund, which was $17. My $142. Okay. So the dentist billed me for a third cleaning. My insurance pays for 2. Then, if depending on how you code it, they will pay for 2 extra cleanings because I had periodontal disease way back. But they'll pay for it depending on how you code it. Well, not knowing that, they billed me. And so I said, let me just pay it because I don't want any problems and I don't want to run a bill behind by 60, 90, all them days and incur any extra charges. So I went ahead and paid that. She's going to refile the insurance, and if it pays out, then they're going to give me a credit. I told her if I have to pay for 3, I'm just going to stick with my 2 and try to be okay with that. My GLP-1 was $299 this month. It had previously been $149. I've been doing some research trying to see, because we heard that possibly that the state health plan was going to go back to start paying for it in October. All the research I'm seeing, it says it does not plan to do anything like that. So I have to determine if I'm going to keep doing it. Now, I will get my flexible spending account will renew in September 1st. So I'll be able to do it for at least two times at that price. I really don't like that price, but I'm really trying to do something with my body here. And I have the menopause. I've got menopause, weight gain, menopause belly, all the things. And I'm just not able to move any weight right now. And so until I can come up with a good solution, this is what I have. It may not be everybody. Hey, ma'am. Hey, Kim. It may not be everybody's plan and how you would handle it, but it's how I have to handle it. Well, it's what I'm choosing. It's not how I have to do it. It's what I'm choosing today. Jackson got $100 in his savings account. That's separate from his high school fund, and is separate from all of his, like he has his own separate accounts that I don't put money into. That money goes into his savings, which has been for his college. We did have to pay $1,000 for first semester. We're still going to have that same $1,000 second semester. And all the money that I've been able to save for him over the years has paid that. I actually ended up having to pay another $69 because he got another class. It was an English class because they only had him down for 13 hours. And in order for him to graduate in 4 years, they have to have 15 hours at the minimum every single semester. Now, he already had 10 hours because he transferred in some credits from his AP courses. So technically, he is slightly ahead. Not quite a full semester, but he's slightly ahead. So he could have been okay with the 13, but I really wanted to make sure he keeps that 15, 15, 15. So they did send us a $69 bill, which I did have to pay. Moving down, Gracie and Queenie, $200. What did I get for the dogs? Okay, they got food, and they also got their heartworm, flea, and tick meds. Life insurance, that's an automatic withdrawal that comes out at $43.80. For gas, I had budgeted in $300. I've only spent $164.88. My car insurance was $170. Now, this is where, and I'm going to jump back into this car insurance in just a second, but this is where some things just happened that we were not expecting. And it's one of those things like, how much can I budget? Like, I'm doing everything I know how to do. This is crazy work. But those bills keep coming around. Now, we pay our car insurance on the 6 months, so not the month to month. So we typically get a little bit of a break in there because we pay it ahead by the 6 months. Tithe and offering, I did 150. I had for my Pastors Network, Global Network was 75. Blow money, thrifting was 306.44. I think I did some gifting in there. I just did not put up there what it was. And then baby step number 3, I did save $200. For the business expense, I shifted over $158 into the business account, leaving us with $4,532.71 of total expenses. That gives me $141.39. That's still kind of floating around in that account. Now, I can take some of that and put it towards Jackson's going off to college, taking him expenses. I just like to leave a little bit of money in my account in case anything I forgot about is passing through or needs to pass through. But if I go back and look, I had budgeted in only $3,565, right? So I covered that, but I didn't have all my sinking funds in there, just didn't. And I had some other additional expenses and things. So about $1,000 less, which would be that amount for child support. So let me tell you about the car insurance because I think that's important. So our car insurance is due September 1st. So I have August, we got to pay. Now, this is how we do it. And I've done this with two kids. Trandon was on my car insurance because he was in the military. And if he was in the military and got deployed, I wanted to make sure that everything was taken care of. Like I could conduct all of his business. I didn't have any issues or anything like that. Now, like the video, if y'all don't mind, because that just helps push us out into the algorithm. We are a little bit behind in the algorithm, but that's okay. I think there's some weirdness happening. I don't think it's us. I don't think it's the fact that I'm not putting out a ton of videos. I think that there is something that is just happening. Because I had to do something else with my monetization. I had to go in and agree to some terms. They were changing some of the terms. And if you don't agree by a certain time, you're going to not get your money. But whatever is happening with these terms is when I started to notice that some of the views were a little bit less. Now, I have not put out reels in about 2 weeks. And really, when I do reels, I get more views because for some reason that goes into a different feed. So I get more views there. But so the insurance, I had Trandon on when he moved to Florida, he got off, but then sister came on. The reason I put sister on my insurance was two things. First of all, when sister got on, the insurance just increased so much. I did not want her as a 18, 19-year-old, I think she got her license when she was 19-year-old to have to pay all of that money by herself. I didn't feel like that was fair. She can't manage North Carolina rates, right? But I didn't want her to have to pay all of that. She has her own car, bought it with her cash, and she's doing her best. So I said, well, let me put you on mine. Then we split the difference. My insurance was like $658 for 6 months. It was really nothing. Added on sister, it went to like $2,000. And it stayed that way for a long time. So I said, well, let me split it. Then we ended up like at $1,600. So we were saving like $800 and some dollars a piece just so we could cover the insurance. Last time I think I paid like 16 and some change. I don't remember everything. So my plan, if I do my numbers right, let me just do my numbers right because I don't want to lie, was 170 times 6 was $1,020, right? And I had saved up about 800 and some. I think I missed one month of putting money in there. I can't remember what I did, but I just missed it. Maybe I didn't even have it. So I had enough to cover it if it was the $1,600 and some odd dollars. Well, I got my renewal. I actually got it in my email, didn't see it because it came in July. I didn't even see it. But I had gotten a renewal in the mail, which I'm glad I did because I don't want to lapse on my insurance. Y'all like the video for me. And y'all, I did not expect to see what I saw in that renewal. Last time we renewed at like $1,618 or something like that. It was 800 and something a piece. This time for us to renew our insurance, it was $1,313. So we got a reduction of $300 and some dollars. And I was over the moon. Sister and I only both paid like $650 odd instead of the 800 and something we had to pay last time. And so because she does very well driving and I'm doing well driving, I guess we got a good driver discount. I don't know what it is, but that insurance came down $300. So it's not always a bad thing. We didn't see that coming. We didn't see it coming, honey. When they was going to give us a discount, we was like, praise the Lord. And so because it went down and I had money saved up in that account, now what I can do is, because I'm still going to have to put money in there for next month, the overage that's still in that account is going to count for this month's next month's worth of car insurance, right? So instead of me having to put the $170 in, there was some money left in that car insurance account. So now I won't have to try to figure out how I'm going to fund the September car insurance sinking fund. It's money already in there. I don't think it's exactly $170, but it's some in there. And so I'm going to be a lot further ahead than where I would have been had the insurance been the 16, whatever it was from the last time. So that was a blessing for us. And again, she and I share it, and we have been doing very good on the driving. So I believe that's what happened. Now, as soon as I add Jackson, as soon as I add another driver, I know my insurance is going to be looking real crazy. And for the life of me at this moment, I can't see that. Jackson can't have a car on campus till next year anyway. So I don't feel like it's a good idea for me to go ahead and let him get on the insurance right now, because he's not even home to drive. He is at college, and it's a lot of hours from now. And so I'm not going to deal with that. I'm just going to let him practice when I'm with him, when I get him or he comes home or whatever the case. But I'm not changing anything in our insurance right now, as far as I can tell. Moving into September, a couple things are changing. My summer cash account is changing. They, when I say they, the credit union will no longer be pulling money out of my paycheck. So I think they're going to hit me with taxes, right? Because that used to be pre-tax. Now it's going to come in my paycheck, and then they'll pull it from my account once it direct deposits into my checking account. They will then go in and pull out the $800 and put it in my summer cash. So I'm still having summer cash, but before that money was being pulled out pre-tax, now it's going to be subject to the same taxes as everything else, which means, right? Also, we're supposed to get a semblance of a raise. I think somebody said about 5%. First year teachers with less than, I think, 5 years experience, they're getting 17%. Veteran teachers like me, year 28, we're getting 5%, 3 to 5%. I don't understand how they rationalize that. I never have understood how they rationalize that. But what I'm going to do is my level best to make sure that I can cover everything that I need to pay in my bills. So before I sinking funds, I am going to make sure that all of my bills are paid. And then I will go back and do sinking funds, because if I have to, I can sink funds in the summer. So that's a good thing. Now I will not have to fund the car insurance and pay for my termite inspection. So because I have money left in that car insurance account, I'm only tasked now with saving up enough or having enough money for my termite inspection, which I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to have it with no problem, because I think I'll be able to manage within my paycheck. So I think it should be equal, but nobody asked me. I also heard this week, and this was coming out of the state I live in, which it was absolutely heartbreaking for me. It makes perfect sense to somebody, but this was heartbreaking. I am going to try my best, Rachel, to save summer groceries. It may not be the 100, but I think I can get away with the 50. And if I can get away with doing the 50, I may just do that. So I'm not stressed out over whether we'll have the money or whatever the case. So even if I do the $50, because I am trying to do something for summer groceries. I don't want to go into next summer like I did this summer, just kind of know what was happening. But what I heard was, we have low performing schools. And so there's a program for those low performing schools, wherever they are in the state. If you are a principal and you go to one of those low performing schools, you could get a $30,000 signing bonus. One principal that chooses to go to a low performing school. My question is, where's the sign-in bonus of $30,000 for the teachers that teach at that school? That, when I heard that, my heart was broken for the teachers, for us, because we're boots on the ground. I get it. as an administrator. We need administrators. Would not take anything away from the administrators, but one person to get 30,000 and the rest of us over here trying to figure out what 5% is going to be, because we also heard that the insurance is going up. So we're really not getting a raise because you got to pay those insurance premiums. We used to get a little deduction on premiums if you don't smoke, and then you used to get a little deduction on premiums if you went and got all your health exams, you know, to make sure you're doing your preventative care. Now, you don't get anything. They don't care if you smoke or not. This is the price. And it's on a sliding scale based on how much you make. So you'll pay this much based on this much and this, that, and the other. So it's one of those things. I don't understand all those logistics, but I'm going to be looking at my budget with a fine-tooth comb to see and to manage what is coming in. I may have to have some lean months where I'm not buying a lot of stuff. That's perfectly fine. We are supposed to get a one-time bonus. I think they said October. I'll take that money and I'll try to use that for the holidays so that I'm not trying to manage it in the rest of my paycheck, and it'll just be the way it is. One of the best things that has happened to me in the last, I would say in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, is I have decided to really give the effort to my resale business. So I know somebody asked me, how can y'all follow me on Poshmark or eBay? I don't know how to share those links right now. I have it open on my account, but I don't know how to share it out to people. So I'm going to figure that part out. And I'm doing what's in my wheelhouse. When I say what's in my wheelhouse, I'm doing the things that I know I can do, that I don't have to think about it. I don't have to stress over it. I don't have to try to figure it out. I know two things. I know how to thrift, and I know the things I like, and I know what looks good, and I know how to put stuff together. And those are things that I'm good at. Now, I'm not trying to have a learning curve to learn anything else. I don't want to go work retail. I'm too old to be standing up for 8 hours trying to ask people, do they need help with their groceries? I'm not saying I'm above that. I'm just saying my legs won't be holding me up for that long. So I'm going to do what I know how to do. And that is do my resale. So I went into my Poshmark and figured out that my posts that I had put in had been up there for longer than whatever the allotted time was, and they had become inactive. I did make a sale on Poshmark back, but I didn't know why I wasn't making any more sales because everything had been marked inactive. So I went back in and reactivated everything. And then I set up eBay. Now I was going to do my old eBay account, but it had been about 4 or 5 years since I've had it. They couldn't find it. I just started a new one. It was fine. I didn't have anything in there. It wasn't like I had money sitting around, because back then in them days, you can leave no money sitting around. I needed all the money. So I just started a new eBay, and I've loaded in several items. I did use ChatGPT to tell me how to do my inventory and how do I keep a track of all the things. And so I have that set up now. I've got my lighting for pictures. I've been taking pictures. I've been putting everything in as much as I can. I think I spent about $35 to get some mailers. So when people order, I can send them out, and some plastic bags to bag up stuff. So I'm trying to do this in a sequential order. And so far in the last 2 weeks, I've sold 3 things on eBay. And I was actually looking today, didn't even know I had a sale, and just so happened to click my little bell, and it's like, this has been paid for, you need to send it out. So I was like, oh my God, I have to check every day. Now I have to check every day just to make sure that I'm not missing any sales. So I had 3 sales this month. I think all of them were shoes. I'm doing shoes and I'm doing clothing. That's all I'm doing at the moment. That's what I know how to do. That's what I have. That's when I go out and look for thrifted items. That's what I can find. I found, I think, 11 pair of shoes. And so I got 11 different pair, and I'm just putting them in as quickly as I possibly can. One of the things, you'll hear me talk about this in another vlog that's coming up. One of the things that people don't do that they do is they really crush your dreams. Because I was sharing on Facebook just a couple of the different pictures and quality, what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the soles, I'm looking for the heels, I'm looking to make sure it doesn't look like it's ran over and all that. I'm just looking for quality. And somebody felt very emboldened to say that brand doesn't sell. That brand's not a good for selling. Okay, here's the thing. I paid $4.19 for one pair of shoes. I just sold a pair of shoes today for $20. Buyer pays the shipping. So that person paid the $6.65, whatever, for the shipping. So I still get the $20. Subtract the $4.19. I've made $15 and some change, 81 cents. I made that much on one pair of shoes. Even if I don't sell it for a 7,500, I saw one pair of shoes on there. I was trying to figure out some pricing. One person had a pair of shoes for $549. I hope you get it, sis, but that's not what I'm doing over here. So I'm still going to make something, right? And even if I don't make any money off of an item, I have choices. I'm buying stuff I like. I try to get it in my size, because if it doesn't sell, I can eventually wear it myself. Or I can choose a different platform. Now, I'm not doing Vinted or Depop or a couple others. I'm just doing the two I can do, right? Here's what I think. Unless I start, I'm never gonna start. So I gotta start somewhere. Right now, this I do on my computer. I'm not putting anything on my phone. I have no more room for apps on my phone. So I'm doing it on my computer. I'm doing the best I can. This is what I'm doing. And we'll see how it goes, right? I've made 3 sales. I'm excited about those 3 sales. I am prayerful that I'll make more sales. I've just been sharing my pictures on Facebook. I've been getting at a minimum 10,000 views every time I share a photo of one of my new pieces, which brings me to this. So Facebook is just like any other platform. You're getting paid based on views and based on engagement. In the last 28 days on Facebook, I've had over 1 million views. I have not had over 1 million views in a long time. A lot of that was pushed by Jackson going off to college, me sharing some stuff. But I make money based on those views. And every time I post something with my resale business, even though I'm not selling there, I'm getting a lot of views. Those views are pushing income. So I'm looking at next month for Facebook as one of my largest months in several years. And that's just over $200. So every little bit, if I can grab it from here, grab it from there, grab it from there, should end up being the $2,000 extra dollars I need to make per month. Whatever I make from the resale business, that is just going to stay in that pot until I can pull it out, and then it goes into a savings. I'm not going to take that money and reinvest it anywhere. I'm just going to take maybe some of my preps money, or find some spending money somewhere, because I want to take all the money that I can possibly make and put it into savings. I've got to start somewhere. So for me, this is my start somewhere. And I know I can do a ton of other things, but I can do this today. I can do this with no thoughts. Only thing I'm having to, it's a little bit slow process starting to, trying to put everything in as I'm learning that process, but I'm not getting discouraged, which I've gotten before. I'm just taking it piece by piece. Sister's helping me pack up. She's helping me put labels on. She's helping me put thank yous in the bags, and that's helping. I already have, which this was good today when I found out that sale had been made. This weekend, we had actually put some stuff in bags already. So all I had to do was grab that bag, throw it in a mailer, and take it off to the post office. And it went right on. And that money was already in that account, just waiting. And then as soon as they scanned the little QR code, it told them, hey, she sent it. I'm trying to be really quick in my sending. We get 3 days to send stuff. I'm trying to send stuff like in a day or two. Trying not to get to that third day, but I'm trying to be and I've only sold 3 things. I get it, but I'm doing my level best to try to make this resale business work. Does that make sense? So as soon as I can figure out how to share it, I may share it on the community tab. If anybody's just interested to go see what I have, you are not about obligated under any means to purchase anything. I'm just sharing the journey, right? That's what I'm doing, sharing the journey. But I found some cute stuff. This was a really good week for shoes. And I was like, hey, I'm going to get $4. Sign me up. And they had some boots. I'm about to go back and get them boots too. Watch. Brand new, brand riders, honey, cute stuff. And people want it, right? I've tried to not outprice myself. I'm just trying to keep it competitive. I'm looking at, other people's thread ups and Poshmarks to see what they're putting stuff for. And I'm going to just be very hopeful. I have 8 months in order to make enough money to supplement the income I get from child support. I have 8 months. And so between now and 8 months from now, my prayer is that I will be well established in this resale business, and it will be that push that I need. I was standing actually next, I was taking my item. This little lady comes up and she has her little bag, and she opens up her bag and she's got three things reselling. And I said, if she can do it, there's nothing wrong with me doing it, right? It may not be for everybody, but there's 8 billion people in the world. Somebody's gonna want something. So I'm just gonna do my best. I just don't think that people value always who they have. And then they push further education on us. Well, if you get your master's degree, you're going to get 12%. But 12% doesn't cover how much it costs for the master's degree. It costs a lot of money. And so I'm not willing to continually going out here spending more money, trying to make money in that regard. This is much easier for me to do. Like I said, I'm just going to stay at my Goodwills. I know the prices. I know where I can find my good stuff. And eventually I'll have more things that I can load in. But for right now, I'm just doing the things that I have in my house or that I picked up just very recently. And I'll keep adding to the pile. I'll keep adding to the pile. On the nights when I'm, the weekends that I don't go out with my boyfriend, I will be, posting. I'll be putting stuff and just listing it. I know several other people do this as well and have done well. I'm trying to supplement at the moment the $1,000. If I can do more than that, then I'll take that as well. So it's not a lot of money in there already, but it is more money than I started. The other day it was a big fat zero. So now there's numbers. So I'll take that. And I think it's total sales, and then they subtract their postage fees and then whatever is left. And it didn't make me wait the 90 days to withdraw. I can go ahead and withdraw, but I'm just leaving it there because I want to see what the month does, if that makes any sense. So I try to withdraw at the end of the month to kind of see what that month does for me. So anywho, there that is. You'll be getting a video next Monday. Will be our September budget, where we're really going to see what is included in the raise, what we have to work with, and how we're going to allocate those funds. I am trying to dial it down as small as I can. The only thing I know that's going to come up are the holidays. And with that being said, I'm just going to do my level best to manage around the holidays, right? And it's all going to work out fine for us. What you all can do to help us is watch the videos. Just watch the ones you like. If there's something up here that we share that you don't like, it does not bother me at all if you don't watch it. I mean, everybody gets their choice. If you're going to watch the video, just give it a like or a dislike, whichever one. It just helps push us out into the algorithm. I've decided that I may not be internet famous. I may not be YouTube famous. I don't mind working. I don't mind working for myself. Why do I want to do the resale business? I really want to bring sister home from her job. I want her to work for me. That's my main goal. Right now, I need the money, but I want to be able to have the money I need plus pay her a salary so she can work for me, so I can do all the other things, right? So I'm okay with the fact that I may never be YouTube famous. I'm 56,587 subscribers is way more than I thought I was going to ever have when I had 18. And so I'm thankful for that. But views help. We appreciate that. So anywho, thank y'all so much for stopping by. Like the video, share, subscribe. Today was the first day of school for the students. So we are back at it. I'm back at my regular job doing my regular work. So there it is. Like the video, share, subscribe, do all the things. Get your budgets done. Make the decisions that you need to make for your family, and all will be well. I promise you it will. Love you guys. Thank y'all so much for stopping by, and we'll see you all next time. Bye now. Bye, everybody.